to turn it up.
What's up, people? Welcome back to another vlog of Adash Automotives. Well, you all asked for it, and here we are with both the 7-seater cars. We have the top of the line, the top variant of Alcazar SXO in the SXO optional with automatic gearbox, and we have the XZ Plus, the Tata Safari here. So me and my partner will do a proper comparison, and I'll take the courtesy of showing you around the Safari. So let's start from the front. Well, this design, it's actually carried from the Harrier, but with the all-new grille, it still looks spanking new and stylish. It is sharp, and as you can see here, the Safari, when we compare the dimensions, it is 160 mm longer, it's 100 mm wider. The Safari sits tall by 110 mm. It is, it also looks taller in person right here.
So now let's take a look at the Alcazar. So taking a look, the design is carried forward from the Creta. The front end looks typically a Creta itself, except for the grille. And moving to the side, you can see that the car elongates way more bigger than the Creta, as it is a 7-seater named Alcazar. Both of them, the Safari as well as the Alcazar, get 18-inch alloys. The Safari as of now looks striking and a badass SUV, and this one looks like a wagon but elegant, and sure turns up heads all around its new bodywork. And now talking about the wheels, the one on the Alcazar are the one that I really like. Don't get me wrong, the wheels on the Safari are also good, but these diamond cut alloys really stand up. But when it comes to off-road capabilities, you can take some freedoms with the Safari because of its high profile tires, but these have got the low profile, not that low, but still can manage some kind of off-road through it.
Now yeah, as we spoke of the wheels and as we are talking aesthetics, well, we are confused here because both the rear ends are really good looking. The Alcazar has got a fresh new look at the rear, whereas the Safari, it still resembles a plus-sized Harrier, I would say. But yeah, the piano black touch running all through the trunk, it still looks fresh and rad. And the Safari badging here, it's actually big, and these we get the fake exhaust style bumper and a spare wheel underneath. And the top here, both the cars do get the shark fin antennas and proper roof rails running all over the roof, so there's no difference in that. They do look quite striking and stylish. So yeah, that was in terms of looks and other preferences. We have reviews of both the cars, wonderful reviews. So the I button is on top here, you can just have a look at that and find the reviews there. For now, I know what you all have been waiting for. Let's put the cars back to back on off-road track and a short drag. Let's find out which one gets ahead. And in terms of looks, well, it's up to you to choose. Both are striking. That's a word on the looks. So yeah, let's get driving.
I never give it up, I never give up. Taking that crown from you.
So here we are with the Alcazar. So let's see how we compare both the Safari as well as Alcazar in the driving, on the on-road driving experience. So Aditya is with the Safari and I am driving the Alcazar. So as soon as you get in, you would surely shift the Alcazar into the sports mode. So whenever you shift to sports mode, you see this cool animation that this infotainment system shows, and this is a complete digital cockpit, which is really cool in the Alcazar, and that's my favorite part in the Alcazar. So that's my cool thing. The cluster on the Alcazar is just awesome. And also talking about the infotainment system, the infotainment system on the Alcazar is a way bit higher, and you can say it's upgraded than the Safari because it gets a 10-inch system with connected tech and everything. It also gets 360 parking camera, a blind spot monitoring system. These are all on the safety end. You also get ESC, EBD, and hill start assist, and still many more. I get around 6 airbags, which is standard in both the vehicles, that is Safari as well as the Alcazar. And now talking about the heart of these two SUVs, that is the Alcazar has a 1.5 liter unit with 115 horsepower and 215 Nm of torque. And talking about the real-time performance on road, it is adequate, not that punchy or considering to be a very fast vehicle, but maneuvering around city is really good in the Alcazar because it has got light steering and has got steering mounted paddle shifters, which are not much of a use, but considering that as amenity feature, you get it. It also has another powertrain, that is a petrol unit. It is a 2 liter petrol unit which produces 160 horsepower and 191 Nm of torque, which the torque figures are not that impressive on the Alcazar, but it gets the work done. And when you load up the Alcazar with complete 7 seats, the engine is continuously at work at around 3000 to 3500 RPM, which really affects the fuel economy of the vehicle. It might return you around 7 to 8 kilometers per liter in a real world test. So that's it for the Alcazar. If you want a detailed complete review of the Alcazar, go into the I button section that is shown up right here. Now let's see what Aditya has to say about the Tata Safari.
So let's see what the Safari has got, and the detailed review is there, by the way, but let me tell you a few quick bits that I like about this car as compared to the Alcazar. Well, this one, the Safari, it's a lot more practical. Not a lot more, in fact it is a little more practical than the Alcazar, because extra height as well as ground clearance. Apart from that, you know, it has got 3 separate buttons for the sun blind, the roof to open up completely. So, and even this analog digital unit, the center console here, well, a few might like it or a few might prefer the all digital one on the Alcazar, but it is attractive, and you know, the dial movement sort of is of my liking. And the steering also is lightweight, and there's a little bit of artificialness because at higher speeds also the steering, you know, it doesn't raise up as much. It's light at most of the times, but compared to the Alcazar, well, this steering is an electric hydraulic unit which certainly weighs up at higher speeds, and as compared, it is pretty much subtle and weighted at the center. And even the maneuvering around the city roads, the countryside roads, it's a tad difficult than the Alcazar because it certainly needs some efforts on the steering wheel. It's a little heavy, but difficult roads, no problem, this car can take it at ease. And yeah, let's talk about the engine now. When this one, it has the same Cryotech 170. It's a 2 liter unit under hood, which produces a max horsepower of 180, and the torque output is mind-blowing 350 Newton meters. You know, it's actually 75 horsepower more than the Alcazar, and an odd 100 Newton meters more torque than the Alcazar. So it's a high bump. The difference is actually very much. So I suppose in the drag, this one easily gets ahead, but let's find that out in a bit. So now it's time to talk about the pricing. Well, the range of Safari starts from 15 lakhs ex-showroom and goes all the way up to 21.86 lakhs for the top end XZA Plus variant. Whereas the Alcazar, the range starts from 16.4 and goes all the way up to 20.4. So yeah, the difference isn't much as such, but you know, these right now, these are the most wanted 7-seater segment cars, and yeah, that's about it. That's what these two have on offer. Now let us take these head on and find out.
So now we are here with the cars to take them for a light off-road. So we will be taking it up to this hill. It's gonna be a piece of cake for the Safari. Let's see how the Alcazar performs. Let's put the traction to mud and turn off the traction control. Okay, the traction control is disabled. And the main USP now that I'm gonna have with the Alcazar is it gets a 360-degree parking camera with all the views that I desire to view. Let's turn off the air conditioning also so that I get the complete power. So Aditya can take some freedoms with the Safari because it has got a good clearance compared to the Alcazar. But considering both of them are two-wheel drive vehicles, so taking them for harsh off-roads is not at all recommended. So please don't take them for any harsh off-roads. This is going to be a mild off-road. So let's see how these cars perform. Okay. Okay, so the climb was very easy, but compared to the Safari, the Alcazar struggled a bit. That's because of the traction and the high performance tires that the Safari has. So let's see, there is a pretty much off-road left ahead. So now we're taking both the cars up. These both are climbing pretty well, and considering that these both are just two-wheel drives, that is front-wheel drive, not much of freedom to off-road can be taken up with these vehicles. Yeah, but they're doing pretty well. It would have been great if both the Safari as well as the Alcazar would have been given in a all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive version, because they really do miss out on the four-wheel drive, which would have made them a great companion for off-roads. So we have climbed up to this beautiful hill and we have got a really beautiful scenery out here, and these cars really mark up the way up here.
So yeah, Safari on the trails. Well, it was a part of this comparison video, and the Safari is easier to do off-roads. It's a little more handy than the Alcazar, obviously, because of its extra ground clearance, and yeah, due to the higher profile tires, it's easier on the Safari. So I hope you've enjoyed the beautiful shots of these two crawling on these small roads on the mountain side. Now, as I get the Safari and the Alcazar down, do not waste any more time. Please hit the subscribe button, help us reach the 1K mark as soon as possible, and we have much more exciting stuff on your way. Yeah, it's a tight spot here covered by woods. Gotta be careful about the body. So yeah, let's see how does this take on head on a short drive. So first things first, turning off the AC, and let's put this in sport mode activated. And yeah, so first revving the motor. Yeah, that was a bad launch. I hope I'll get this proper in the next one. So now I'm in the Alcazar. Well, it's in sports mode, traction off, and yeah, everything looks good. The surround sensor is on and we are good to go. So yeah, revving the motor. So yeah, the Alcazar gets a head start because since it's an automatic and there's no traction to lose, whereas the Safari has got lots of horsepower suddenly coming on its way. So that's why it wheel spins a lot, man, a lot.
So here we are, done and dusted, off-roaded, on-road, the drag races, everything. Both of them have proven their own ability on the grounds. It depends upon you which car do you need, depending upon your needs. If you need city friendly and occasionally if you go on trips and all, you can go for the Alcazar because it has got city maneuverability, easy drivability, and has got good amount of power for the city use as well as for trips. But you cannot take all 7 of them at a time in the Alcazar because the engine gets to work a lot when you carry all 7 of them. And the third row on the Alcazar is pretty much usable for the kids but not much for the adults. And whereas talking about the Safari, you can surely take it on long trips, or you can also use it for the city, but preferable for the city is going to be the Alcazar because the maneuverability on the Alcazar is really good. And the third row on the Safari is pretty much usable for both for kids as well as for adults because it has got good amount of space and leg room. So to wind up this vlog, it's up to you which car you choose from these both 7-seater cars. And that's it for the today's video. I'll see you in the next vlog. Please help us reach the 1K mark as soon as possible. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next vlog.